Hello, Marty. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Hey, real quick, tell us what your goals have been this spring through the first 3 weeks.
Well, we went back and we did a self scout of the things we definitely wanted to look at on all the phases during the off season. And more than anything, it's been trying to figure out and identify who we want to be able to make an impact, and then really hammer down on our drills. Again, in terms of heading into fall camp or getting a feel for either with some of these new guys who are coming in, as well as the guys who have been here but may be playing a more significant role this year.
And talk about the kicking competition so far. From what we've been able to gather, it sounds like you've got 3 guys competing. Talk about each of those guys and maybe just assess the kicking so far.
Yeah, I think any time you're stepping into the shoes of the likes of JD Dellinger, it's going to take a little bit, but that's why we're glad we got to have spring ball this year. And right now we have 3 guys that are competing. They're all getting better, definitely. And Edward and Chris Van Niekeren are back and really trying to fine tune their swing. And then Ben Freehill is a transfer that's come in and done some really good things. And we started out, early on the first, week or two, with some inconsistencies that I'm not happy with. And since I've really been able to make a lot of improvement and strides. So it's not where we want, but it's definitely heading in the direction, in spring ball, we definitely want to feel like, as we're coming out of it, that we're trending in the right direction. And we feel like, especially the last 2 to 3 practices, those guys have done well. Ben Freehill has, kicked a lot better the last couple practices to kind of give himself a chance. And as well as, Edward and Chris are right there competing. So I wouldn't say it's anybody's won the race yet. But overall, I think the last 2 to 3 practices, we're seeing the strides that, okay, we're confident in these 3 guys.
And I guess this is a competition, Marty, that's going to continue all the way into August, right?
I'm sorry, say it again.
This is a competition that's probably going to continue all the way into August, training camp.
Yeah, I would think so, definitely. And it's mainly just because, they're new guys. So we're putting them in a lot of uncomfortable situations. All the different scenarios for field goal. And Coach Brahm has been great in terms of when you don't have a veteran kicker, you want to make sure you're getting plenty of reps. And so they're feeling the same stresses and burdens of just like, it would be for either a new quarterback or a new corner that's facing what they're having to go through. And so our guys are embracing that challenge, and we early on, need to step up and I feel like in the last couple of days, we've made, a lot of improvement.
What about the punting? Sort of assess where that's at right now. I imagine you still have 3 guys competing there with Collins and Cormier and Cropsey. Just talk about the punting.
Yeah, it is. It's been a fluid situation there. Same thing. Nobody's really outperformed anybody in that regards. We're doing a lot of game type scenarios. We want to be able to perform under pressure, something we didn't do the best job at last year. And so it starts with me and top down, and we have to be able to put our guys in a position that they're ready to perform when the lights are on. And so those 3 guys, I'd say they're working hard. They just have to really work on their consistency. I'm working with them and as well as, when I'm not with the linebackers with Coach Lambert. So I think they're definitely each have a different area that they're trying to fine tune. And, Brooks needs to show that he can be more consistent. We all know what kind of leg he has. Zach Collins, we want to be able to do multiple things with him. And then, Brendan Cropsey has actually done a pretty good job this spring. He's hit the ball, consistent and has some good power. So we're excited about that.
And then the return game, TJ Sheffield sort of showed a spark as a kickoff return man. Discuss where you're at in the return game with him and maybe Jackson Antip. I know Marcellus Moore hasn't been out there, but sort of tell us where you stand from a kickoff and punt return standpoint.
Yeah, I think we left the second half of the season feeling really good about, the direction of that kickoff return unit. When you're hard, when it's new, you're implementing a new system. But, especially TJ, you could tell started to feel really comfortable. We were opening up some good lanes. There were a couple games there that, we were literally a block away from not just having the big return that we got, but actually, giving us a chance to return it, real far down the field, even for a touchdown. So, I think they feel way more comfortable now learning the scheme and probably going back to your goals question from a return standpoint, it's not new to everybody now. Last year it was everybody's first go around of learning the techniques, learning having everybody learn the scheme. Now this is, almost year 2 of going into it, and they feel excited about it, and they've seen the success, especially, those last couple games.
Who all is working out as return men?
Right now it would be TJ, Jackson Anthrop, Deion Burks, Marcellus when he's there. Those would be the 4 right now. In the kickoff, for punt return, those same guys for kickoff return, and then we're also looking at King Daru back there as well. So. I would say those guys, we're expecting TJ and when Marcellus gets back, them to really be an electric spark. And then Jackson is very reliable, which is very good. Heck, he blocked a punt, did a great job blocking a punt even in the last game of the season. So he's a guy that can kind of be a swing guy. He's a very smart football player and knows how to do a little bit of everything, which that's always nice to have.
Thank you very much, Marty.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mike, do you have anything else?
Yeah, actually I do. What's holding your kickers back? Is it a confidence thing? Is it just, they need better technique, or kind of how do you evaluate? What do they need to do to take that next step?
Sure. Well, I would say it starts more than anything with confidence. But really, I think it's a progression. Last year, it's kind of in a role as just like a starting quarterback. The majority of your kicks when you're going live, typically, it's almost like a 70-30 starter to backup ratio when you have one of those guys like JD was last year. So now they're in the spotlight. I would say originally it was technique along with confidence. When we meet with those guys, we're watching specifics. It's actually a lot. You could equate a lot of the special teams or specialist techniques to golf. But we want to make sure we're definitely focused on our keeping our body aligned, landing our plant the proper way. And I would say now the confidence, because of their technique early on in spring, now that they're trusting their technique, I think you're starting to see their confidence. And that's why I feel, the last 2 to 3 days, we've been kicking the ball a lot better.
Now, are you doing much just in actual kickoffs, or are you just focusing more with field goals, PATs?
No, we're doing kickoffs as well. So we have Chris Van Ekeren is doing a really good job kicking off, and Ben and Edward are a little bit behind him in that regards. So, he has a very strong, powerful leg, and we're trying to, once again, what you just asked, get that consistency out of them. And I applaud Coach Brom. A lot of coaches where I've been in the past, they kind of put, specialist or special teams plays in spring kind of on the back burner. And he's treating it, we literally are having live competitive reps between the specialists, just like the other positions in spring. And you're seeing it, you're seeing guys either on certain days perform or not. And so we're trying to put more good days in a row. And I feel like right now we're trending in that direction.
And just one more. I mean, are you also evaluating what guys may be on the kickoff team and the punt return team outside of the returners? And are there any guys that have stood out as far as with their speed or being able to get downfield and maybe make some plays?
Yes, we're evaluating that. And that's a big thing that we are trying to get done in the spring. Like we were saying, is identify those guys, OC brothers, Clyde Washington. They're doing some really good things. If I had to look right here at my list, bear with me just so I don't want to leave anybody, but we're doing a pretty good job in regards to, identifying. Give me 1 second here. Here we go. Got too much stuff, but guys are standing out. Jalen Graham's doing some good things. You're seeing Samisi. You're seeing some of the young guys. Tristan Cox, even, who was an early enrollee, doing some good things. And then, even some guys that people may not know much about, but Caden Smith, Ben Furtney, Anthony Romp. Some of these guys are really taking pride and taking the next step to be able to help us. And so we feel like it's been a really good spring in that regard, to be able to go, okay, here are some guys that we know we can count on heading into fall camp.
All righty. Thank you very much, Marty. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, thank you for your time. We'll see you on Monday.
Thank you.